Hey guys, how the hell are you? Thank you so much for tuning in to this live stream that I'm also going to be recording and then sort of reposting, maybe with like some slight edits here. I want to post like some album cover art on the screen here just for the sake of what I'm about to talk about. But basically, there's something that I need to get off my chest. Something was bothering me, so this is going to be a little bit of a therapy session where you guys are my therapist. I'm going to be working out some of my anger right now to you guys because honestly, I had an absolutely fantastic day that was kind of ruined by one little teeny tiny thought. So I had a few things delivered to the house today, got some new instruments, got some new stuff to play around with for the channel. I was at my new employer earlier today and I had a fantastic day at my new job. It was going really, really well. I got into my car to come home, and a lot of you guys that watch me on Friday on the streams will know that I do a new releases playlist on my Spotify where I just add in all the shit that's coming out that I think I might be interested in, and I add it into this playlist so that I can go through the week and check out all this new music. I love checking out new music. I think the complacency in musical taste is horrible. I can't stand it when people are like, hey, I've listened to the same shit every day for the past 30 years and that's just fine and dandy. To me, that's boring. Don't get me wrong, that's not to say that you can't listen to the same shit you listened to 30 years ago, but that is to say, man, throw out some lines. See if you reel anything else in. There might be bands or albums or songs out there that are just waiting for you to discover them to blow your fucking mind. And I was listening to my new releases playlist and I had my mind blown a little bit. So I was listening to the new EP, No End in Sight, from The Fallen Prophets, which is an absolutely incredible tour de force in aborted style, slammin' brutal death metal. Just an incredible, incredible record. Some great guest appearances on it too. My buddy Chris Shen is on it. He plays on the first song. It sounds really, really fucking rad. The whole record is honestly just kind of really, really fucking rad throughout the whole thing. And like in that moment, I was listening to it, like loving every single song that came up, loving the riff choices, loving the transitions. I was falling madly in love with this record, and then a little teeny tiny seed, a little fucking weed just got planted in my mind and just started to sprout, germinate, and just grow and spread. And it just filled me with some super fucking rage because I know that this band has missed out on something. And I'm gonna just unleash a blanket statement here. Some of you guys may agree with this, some of you guys may not. Some of you guys may even rationalize this a little bit, and I've seen a little bit of rationalizing online in the forums, in the Facebook groups, etc., etc. And don't get me wrong, I understand the reason behind it, but I fucking hate it all the same. So here goes. Fuck rock music journalists, or any music journalists for that matter, that at this point in the year have already published their best of lists, their album of the year lists. Fuck, I remember reading back last month in fucking November, Revolver magazine put out their best of 2020 list already. And here's my fucking problem with that. That means that all the awesome shit that comes out at the end of the year has no chance of being on these lists because these people who write for fanzines, who write for webzines, who write for all sorts of blogs and vlogs and shit like that, who write for actual paper magazines, those of you that are still fucking in existence. Like, you're not waiting till the end of the year, which means that these awesome killer records don't get their fair shot. The album I was listening to today, No End in Sight by the Fallen Prophets, is a serious ass kicker of a brutal death metal record that is a serious album of the year contender. And I think anyone that listens to that EP is going to have the same thought. They're going to be like, holy shit, this came out of nowhere, never even heard of this band, this is mind-blowingly awesome, I must listen to this on repeat for a while. And is it the album of the year for me? Probably not, but is it something that is definitely, at this point, can I say that is definitely going to be on my best of list at the end of the year? Yes. And I am so glad I have not put out a best of list, because I'd be eating my fucking words right now. Other records that have come out recently, like the New Deeds of Flesh record, Nucleus, the one that they released since Eric passed away, is so fucking good. Is it going to make it onto a bunch of best of 2020 lists? No, because most of them have been published already, or at least certainly most of the mainstream ones, and that absolutely infuriates the fuck out of me that people are now not going to give this the attention it deserves, because people that are supposed to be in the know, people that are supposed to be trusted for information on new releases, have already spoken like, yeah, this is an album that doesn't matter. That's basically what they're saying by publishing their best of 2020 lists at this point in the year. And that, I mean, for anyone that is a major fan of extreme music, or any music in general, and who knows that awesome records are coming out right now at this time of year, this should infuriate you. This should piss you off. There's tons of other records too on my list that fall into the exact same criteria. I recently heard a 4-song EP last night for the first time ever by a band called Humanity is Cancer. And it came out at the very, very tail end of November. And, oh, shit, it is such a good record. The riffage on that thing is ridiculous. And is it going to make it onto any year-end lists? Probably not, because no one's going to know about it. And I think that we owe music fans, because I technically consider myself a rock music journalist as well. Don't get me wrong, what I am doing right here is a lot of guitar gear reviews here and there. I'm checking out a lot of instruments and amps and stuff like that, and I'm reporting on them to you, what I like and don't like about them. But by the same token, a lot of you guys tune in here for my IFAQ videos and follow me on Instagram, and you like the fact that I'm always reporting on records that I've recently checked out that are so fucking good and that I want you to hear. So in that respect, I consider myself a rock music journalist as well, because I'm reporting on the shit that I've heard that is fucking incredible. And it, like, how awful would it be for me at this point to release a best of 2020 list, or to have already done so before having heard any of this stuff? That's horrible. That's me not giving these records a fair shot. And for that reason, I'm going to give you my solemn oath here. If I've ever done it in the past, I apologize. It's never going to happen again going forward. But from now on, these best of lists, these album of the year lists, these song of the year lists, what the fuck ever, at least on this channel and from this fucking guy right here, I'm never ever going to release one. I'm never ever going to probably even produce one until the last week of the year. So God even knows, or whoever the fuck even knows, if one is actually going to get released before December 31st. But from here on out, like, best of lists for a year are not getting released before the last week of the year, because everything needs to have its fair shot. Everything needs to have its fair chance to be discovered by yours truly, to be listened to by yours truly, and to have an opinion formulated on by yours truly. And god damn it, I really, really, really hope that music journalists all over the place start to realize the error of their ways, because they are doing a serious disservice to the musicians who put out these incredible fucking records that come out at the end of the year that no one is going to be able to check out, that no one is going to understand how fucking mind-blowing it was. And don't get me wrong, I understand that, best of lists are kind of like little kind of jerk-off sessions in and of themselves. But there are a good amount of music fans that look at those lists and think, oh wow, I need to check this out. And now, because a lot of these lists have already been published, these incredible records by bands like Skeletal, King of Worms, Deeds of Flesh, Humanity is Cancer, The Fallen Prophets, mind-blowingly awesome records like this aren't being given their fair chance to appear on these lists, and that just means that there's even more amount of people that are not going to get exposed to them. And that is a goddamn fucking shame. End rant.